Welcome to another episode in our series, Northumberland Arts Lovers. I'm Chris Cameron, here with my co-host, Felicity Sidnell Reid. And in this series, we feature interviews and discussions with individual artists, leaders of arts groups and organizations, civic leaders, and other arts lovers in our county. And today, we're delighted to be speaking with Melody Crowe. Melody Crowe is an elder of the Alderville First Nation and has lived in that community all her life. She studied at Trent University, earning not only her honors BA in Indigenous Studies, but also numerous prizes, including both the Joyce Munius and K.E. Kidd Memorial Awards. In 2007, she received a Lifetime Achievement Award for the preservation of language and culture from the Union of Ontario Indians, and she's the recipient of many other awards over the course of her career. Melody has worked tirelessly for the preservation of Ojibwe culture and language for more than 25 years. She's currently First Nations Education Liaison for the Kawartha Pine Ridge District School Board. She also acted as a juror for awards in honor of Ontario's first Indigenous Lieutenant Governor, James Bartleman. The James Bartleman Aboriginal Youth Creative Writing Awards are given each year as a legacy to his efforts to promote literacy among Aboriginal youth. Through her company, Ondeg Productions, Melody has produced a variety of materials dedicated to creating a deeper understanding and appreciation of First Nation culture, knowledge, language, and wisdom. She's published a number of books for young readers who are learning Ojibwe. And now I'd like to turn the microphone over to Felicity Sidnell Reid and Melody Crowe.
Welcome, Melody. So why is language so important to you, Melody?
Oh, miigwech, that's a good question. First and foremost, I feel that language is that connection to the ancestors. I see that language as, not just myself. I think we as people of that language see that as the heart and soul of our people. It's more than just those words put together. It's the heart and soul of our people, and it also holds our Anishinaabe way of looking at the world around us. It holds the land as sacred. It's within the way that the words are used, the way that that thought process is. One of the words I like to kind of share to give an example of that is the word for a rainbow. We've all seen that beautiful rainbow, after a rain or a storm. And in our language, Nimki Nob Kawagan is the word for the rainbow. But what it really translates to is the thunderer's necklace. That Nimki is the thunder, and that Nob Kawagan is like a necklace or a scarf. And so rainbow then is seen as that thunderer's necklace. So that's just an example of how that holds, right? Holds that way of looking at things. And so I see that, we know language is like a lens. And so when we have that lens, we get to see into the values, the beliefs, and the ways of being in the world through that language attached to our people. So to me, that language is important also because it is our birthright to have that ancestral language, and yet generations have had to grow up not getting to just have that so easily passed on because of that history that interrupted that in such a drastic way. So yeah, it's very, very important to me. It's when I say the heart and soul of our people, I feel it's also like that's the heart and soul of me as well. So good question, miigwech. Thank you.
So what do the arts contribute to our lives and communities?
I think that art is an absolute gift to the world. I see art as that just that real gift to the world. It's such an expression of voice, and whether that be through the spoken word, whether that be through writing, through song, through beautiful paintings, through movement, whatever art, that form of art that one puts forward in that creative way. It's that gift. And there are so many stories that need to be told, so many voices that need to be heard, and art allows that expression, and it's filled with so much beauty, so much richness, and and it gives so much to all of us. And I see it also as something that really connects us when we see art and feel that art, whatever form it comes in. So I see art, you know, as that gift to the world.
What a wonderful answer that is to a question. Wonderful. What have been your proudest moments as a creative artist, an educator, and dedicated preserver of the Ojibwe language and culture?
That's a really good question. And there's lots of proud moments. Excuse me, but I'd say that, you know, some of my proudest moments throughout the years have been just being able to pass the language on. Speaking in terms of the language, I'd say it's been able to pass that on and to be a part of keeping that alive and sharing that passion and love of the language with so many. So in my community, you know, for having, you know, been a part of teaching the language for so many years, I've had the opportunity to teach people of all ages, you know, children, youth, adults, and elders. And within my class at times, I have whole, you know, groups of families. You know, I've taught a mother and her children, her adult children, and, you know, and then grandchildren. There's sisters that have taken the class, you know, a mother, daughter, you know, a father and a child. Like, there's so many connections in that way. And I think that's been lovely to share that passion, to be a part of their relearning. And whenever I teach, you know, Indigenous people, our own people, the language, I see it as a relearning. I always feel like that language is there. It just needs to be able to be relearned. So I see those as proud moments. And then I'd like to just, you know, add in there my work with the KPR school board. In that work as that liaison, I get to do what I love every single day in that you know, even what was read there in terms of, you know, my dedication to deep, you know, that deeper understanding, creating that awareness. That's my life's work. I feel like the language, and that is my life's work, is, you know, to create that deeper understanding and appreciation of our Indigenous people. So when I'm in that work with the school board, you know, when I get to speak to so many different, all grades, so many students, and I feel that's about, you know, bringing about change. So I feel like those are proud moments. I think in a world where, you know, there's so many things going on, and we know we're faced with so many different things, but I feel like I have stayed on course with really wanting to be that change maker. And so as much as I'm bringing about that change regarding, you know, bringing awareness to that history, I also feel that I also bring light, you know, for others to see the beauty of our culture and our ways of looking at the world around us, you know, and that goes right back to those ancestors, again, bringing those ancestors, you know, that pride of the ancestors, for thousands of years of that land-based knowledge that came from them, that came from those ancestors. I get to share that and pass that kind of passion, I guess, on. And I love that. And I feel that's, you know, that's really a proud thing to be able to inspire folks to embrace themselves, embrace that connection to Mother Earth, to that environment around us. And as part of those teachings that I always share, I always include the individual themselves, to really want to inspire them to celebrate difference, to see difference as something to celebrate, and their own unique gifts and that they bring as part of their self. And so I really want to see folks shine their light. And I guess through the teachings that I have been given in my own life throughout all of my years, I feel that's one of the biggest things I like to impart, as well as is that just to empower and inspire. And that helps to bring about change, even from self, and then that ripples out. So there's many moments, but those are some.
Thanks, Melody. That was a wonderful answer too. And what are the greatest challenges now in pursuing your work?
Yes, okay, some challenges. Well, you know, one of the things that I always kind of am left coming back to at times is I always wonder what generation what generation of our Indigenous people will not have to carry the burden, of that history, of racism, of the injustices that we all have carried and do carry. So as someone who has made it my life's work to do, whatever I can to bring about some change through that deepening, the deepening of that awareness and creating opportunities for other people to gain more understanding of Indigenous peoples and to maybe hear truths of those history, that we didn't get to learn in school when many people were younger and as such. So I guess when I'm working on, in my life's work, on a day-to-day basis, I see all of those things as such good things in terms of being able to bring change, but I'm still left wondering and carrying that wonder as to what generation will ever not have to carry those burdens. So I think that just sits with me, and because that's something that one can only hope for, right? But I feel like there's so many of us out there working for that change, and but that's something that stays with me, just that wonder.
So I guess that leads right into the next question, because it's what are your hopes for the future? So you've really been telling us that.
Yes, yeah. So that would definitely be a hope for the future. That that would be something that that I would we will see. And I don't believe that will be in my lifetime, but I'm hoping that that it won't be that it won't be something that is unattainable. And we're taught in our culture, as well, part of our teachings is to think 7 generations ahead, and so that's a beautiful way to look at life and in the things that we're doing, right? So we can think about that when we connect it to the environment or anything to do with what we're doing in life, when we're thinking about those generations yet to come. So my hope would be that, in those 7 generations yet to come, that will be something that for, those younger ones that are not even here yet will not have to carry that burden or carry that as heavy. And so I have, many hopes for the future, for this good work to continue on, to continue to be received in such good ways. I'm so blessed. I'm very, very blessed. I get asked to do lots of presentations and talks. Of course, that's my work within the school board, but even outside of that, I get asked, called upon a lot for that. And I'm just very, very blessed. And I'm so pleased that I'm always received, in good ways. And so I hope for that to continue on. And yeah, so that would be really good. And I have within the pandemic, I did create a draft of a children's book, a long time goal of mine. And I actually have my first children's book ready. It's in draft form, but now goes the, how do you get it to, be able to get it illustrated and so on. So that's another hope for the future, that I'm going to see that book be able to be put out there. So,
yes, I'm sure that will be really exciting. And so how can the Northumberland Festival of the Arts help the arts thrive? And as an organization contribute to truth and reconciliation?
Oh, well, that's a nice question. And I think doing what it is you're doing, I think, it's wonderful to see the Northumberland Festival of the Arts, to see the things that you're doing. I've been on your, website and and hearing things. And so just, being continuing to be inclusive of those voices. I mean, we're speaking, in terms of Indigenous in this interview. So continuing to be inclusive of those voices, which you are. I saw the land acknowledgement that gives recognition as well. And just being that place that holds that space for art. As I say, that is such a gift to the world. So, you need to be very, very proud to be holding a space that allows that expression to come through and to be somebody that puts that out there throughout Northumberland. And so I just say, keep on doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you for a wonderful interview. It's always great to talk to you.
Oh, miigwech. Thank you so very, very much. I'm very honored to have been invited. Miigwech.